season in Week 3 last year in Kansas City, and then the Niners really struggled the rest of the way without him. The silver lining to the early season injury, it gave Jimmy Garoppolo plenty of time to heal and get back to 100%. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. Hooking up here with Trent Taylor. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Pro Bowler C.J. Mosley, the Ravens' leading tackler last year, up to make the stop. And these are the guys we're about to see down on the turf in just a moment.
Joe Staley, the left tackle, one of the most respected players in the league, as well as one of the most talented.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. This is Jerick McKinnon, who missed the entire 2018 campaign. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Give him 14 on that one and a first down. On first down, here's Breida. The linebacker C.J. Mosley in on the stop. And a look now at how the Jets line up defensively.
One of the best young safeties in the NFL, Jamal Adams. Keep an eye out for him because no one is safe when he's on the field, including mascots. Just ask Pat the Patriot. Jamal Adams was also the 2019 Pro Bowl Defensive MVP.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. And Selleck here left side. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And power running here down to the 6-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Garoppolo. He will find his receiver Pettis for a 49ers touchdown. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. They got to love that. 9-play drive results in 6 points.
That means they're doing the dictating. That means that they've described how the game's going to go. They're playing at their tempo, at their pace. If you're on the other side of the ball, if you're playing defense, defense is not methodical. They've got to go in there and shake things up and create a little havoc.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here are the Jets under new head coach Adam Gase. They'll be led out by their second-year quarterback, Sam Darnold, out of USC. At the start of last season, Darnold became the youngest quarterback in the Super Bowl era to start the first week of a season. But we definitely saw some inexperience, particularly at the start. He even threw a pick-6 on his first NFL throw, if you remember. But as the year developed, he developed, started to put up some respectable numbers. And with some marquee players now to complement his skills out wide, a lot of people are looking for a trend upwards for Sam Darnold this year. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold, he's going to air one out for Anderson. And that's caught inside the 35. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Bell. And he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. That one whistled against the big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Mike's by 4. Man, that's trash. That's trash. Check 26. Check 26.
Darnold. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's a right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Darnold. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
56 to Mike. 56.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. Now he's going to go for it all. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. San Francisco's offense taking the field here. And folks, you'd be impressed with my partner Charles Davis's preseason schedule. He gets all over the place. Every camp, he's just always in the air in the camp. So what are you hearing from the Niners camp and Jimmy Garoppolo and company?
Well, you know I try to be America's guest.
And
that's
you are.
How it
You're
works.
good at that.
I do as best I can with that. But with Jimmy Garoppolo, the recovery has been great. Everyone loves what they're seeing. In OTAs and minicamp, he actually took a snap and went to throw a football, and whistles went like crazy because a couple of pass rushers came free even though there was no contact. Anyone who came near it, they just stopped the play immediately. Then you get into the fall camp, and they actually have a trick play where Jimmy Garoppolo ultimately becomes the receiver, and head coach Kyle Shanahan has taken that play out of the playbook. We're not going to have Jimmy Garoppolo doing those sort of things while he continues to recover.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who are going to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score points. How about Saquon Barkley with the Giants? You know he's going to run it. He's going to catch it. When they get desperate, they may actually have him return it as well. Alvin Kamara is an absolute matchup nightmare for everyone. And Christian McCaffrey, did he ever come off the field last year? And, you know, this guy, he's a threat to be a 1,000-yard runner and a 1,000-yard receiver, as is Kamara. So this is going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see those guys do their thing, but there are plenty of other guys out there, too. If Zeke comes along, you got to take him. Melvin Gordon, if they both come to camp, we'll see how that works out. How about Todd Gurley and his health? Because, boy, when he touches the ball, great things usually happen.
And then wondering, someone like Le'Veon Bell took the year off, now a new offense. But if he starts going like he used to, he's obviously going to be a good one.
Fresh legs is what you're counting on with Le'Veon Bell and a fresh start in New York with the Jets. And if you're looking for an exciting rookie, remember this. Kyler Murray's going to get the ball from the first snap, and they're going to leave him in there throughout. And as long as he stays healthy, he's going to pitch it around the park a bunch. Don't be surprised if he gets a little love, too.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets coming on the field here. You think about the running game. Of course, Le'Veon Bell going to be such a big part of what the Jets hope is a turnaround season. Bell, of course, didn't play last year. Caused a lot of fantasy players to get nothing out of their first-round pick. And he acknowledged as such on social media a few weeks back. Here's what he said, Charles. Quote, "This is long overdue, but I want to take a moment to apologize to all the fantasy owners who picked me last year. I'm sorry I couldn't pull through for y'all, but trust me, this year's about to be way different. I'm bringing home the trophies this year." Your thoughts?
Well, the quote, when you actually read it, he really put some emphasis in there. How many O's were in long, in terms of long overdue, right? He had the italics and apologize. Way, a second Y in there. So he was feeling it. That was from the heart. And when he says, "I'm bringing home the trophies this year," I think he means all the fantasy owners.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Eric Armstead able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle. Maybe your highest.
Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fights him off. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. To throw, it's Garoppolo. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Blowing that play up was Henry Anderson. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Garoppolo looks to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. This Jets offense heading back out there now, led by Sam Darnold. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure is... Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
They'll go again with Bell. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's the first down on a gain of 10. Felt, of course, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher. Sat out 2018, but you look back to 2017, a tick under 1,300 yards and almost 700 more receiving. Now, after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
From the 39, Darnold. This is Anderson over the middle. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 44-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Back back to the ground, this time with Bell. And he gets it down to the 32. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. He's got a... Darnold, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. It gained really good yardage. That's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you've got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And now off to the races down the right side.